Well, how good have that Brazilian duo been since they've arrived here in the ePremier League for their first ever time? They're in action next, of course, against Nottingham Forest. Case and a former ePremier League champion joining us as well. Shells, welcome to commentary. I mean, you got the pleasure of, I guess you want to be in there, but amongst it, you get the pressure of just not being in there and sitting back and watching from the sidelines.
No, it is. I think when you're always on the sidelines, you always want to get in there. You want to feel the action and emotion. You can see Sunderland starting off strong there, but sitting on the sidelines, there's nothing better than playing.
I mean, look, the way you won the Premier League as well was a penalty shootout.
Oof.
That was, no doubt, very, very tense. I mean, we'll turn our attentions to this game. And, of course, you've got a question for Shells, former Premier League champion. Get them in the chat. But, Case, how impressed have you been by the Brazilian duo of Sunderland? They've been superb, haven't they, as they look to continue that form into day two.
Absolutely fantastic. I have really enjoyed watching every single second. Here's the thing. They've never been in this competition, so sometimes people enter new competitions with a little bit of fear. We are not sensing that whatsoever. They are not afraid of any of their competitors. As we see the replay come in here for Paulo Neto, it is SamBrwster with the finish. But yeah, what a stellar start to their ePrem journey.
Well, look, I mean, it is kind of scary, Shells, that we've got two Brazilians that have literally flown into to play in the Premier League this year. Sunderland's first ever year in the Premier League, and I tell you what, they cannot complain with the start they've also had as well. They're 12 points from 12. They're the biggest goal scorers in the competition, and for Paulo Neto, that is 18 goals scored. No other player has come close. No other player has scored that many goals.
I mean, listen, as soon as I heard Paulo Neto and Young was approaching to the ePremier League this year, I knew they was going to come with chaos. As you can see, Nottingham Forest equalising straight away. But Young, and I'll give that advantage to them. For the UK players that are playing against Young and Paulo Neto, they have no idea what they play against, because these guys are the top of the top. They will be at the Pro Open, they will be competing in Global Series where they're playing against the best of the world. So them coming over here, I'll be honest, they're looking at the UK guys thinking this is an easy snap. So I think for them, they're looking to win it all.
But there's a lot on their performance as well, of course, doing the job for Sunderland and getting them an ePremier League trophy, but more so it could affect their whole season as SamBrwster comes through. I mean, Case, you said it on the build-up to this game. They're an underdog team, Nottingham Forest. They're basically the same side that represented Southampton last year. They've changed club, they've gone to Nottingham Forest, and there's no reason why they can't have a good run in the knockouts.
That's the thing. I think they're severely underrated in this competition. I think they should be in the conversation. I mean, we're seeing great starts from both competitors so far, and they might not top the group. It's unfortunate that they have a top-tier team like Sunderland, but yeah, I've been honestly very, very impressed with the Forest guys to date, and I think that they'll do pretty well in the playoffs as well.
I mean, Shells, you're not building a team here in the Premier League, but what's you made of the 10 million coin requirement? Who would be one icon? There's not many icons that have been chosen. Brolin just tipped around the post for a corner. Who would be one icon and one hero that you would use in your drafted team?
Oh, it's a tough choice, because you can see some of the icons that some players are using. Stam, which would cost 3 million of your budget, and on CB, that's kind of a lot of money. But I think hero-wise, I'm liking that Brolin up front, to be honest. He's got all the play styles that you need to be a good striker in the game. And see the and next into the box. MichaelFisher.
What a start.
Man's still 2-1 up against Paulo Neto. What a start.
I mean, no one's giving them a performance like this, Case. And then you're rumping into against two lads who have been in the Premier League for quite some time, and they're like, we've got a point to prove. They spoke to Shorey before. They said 21 points would be the goal. I mean, they would have to beat Sunderland. They know they have to beat them.
No, this is a must-win situation for them if they're looking to improve their odds going into the playoffs. But, I mean, I'm very, very impressed that they are able to potentially get some points off them, because up until now, Sunderland have been absolutely perfect.
What has happened here, speaking about commentary curse there, Case, speaking about not being perfect defensively, that was not pretty from SamBrwster. That's Young getting a goal back there. SamBrwster, you cannot forget, was also a runner-up in the Premier League. I mean, that was his breakout year. He was an unknown player, played for Brentford, went to the final against Norwich City.
Yeah, and I think that's the beautiful thing about the ePremier League as well, because SamBrwster, that was his first season, and obviously lost in a final against Norwich that season. But I feel like SamBrwster every year at ePremier, he actually does quite a good job, and I think him having that confidence when he knows to come to ePremier League, I think having that success behind him early on will help him get some results.
Paulo Neto, 2-2. You cannot keep the highest goal scoring player in the tournament that quiet for too long. All square. And it all came from this. Cole Palmer Didn't look like he was going to use the player lock into Brolin, but then did, Case.
I can't get
No, I mean, we've seen so many opportunities there with Brolin. Another opportunity here for SamBrwster. Starts off with Douglas Luiz into Cole Palmer across the goal. I mean, not everyone has Cole Palmer on their team, Shells, but great finish there.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's in the team, the 5-star weak foot. And even that finesse shot of Cole Palmer with the silver play style, it's so crucial to have the finesse shot play style on all your attackers. I think if you don't have it, you're literally playing at a disadvantage. And precision shooting, you get around the box, you have a good chance of scoring a goal.
What's your opinion as well? I mean, we've just been speaking about 10 million coin budgets here and how much to spend. I was speaking to Tex earlier today. The most expensive player that's in Tex's team, obviously someone who's won this tournament alongside you, Shells, is Mickey van der Ven. I mean, what we're seeing is players spending 2 million plus coins on defenders.
And I think if you've seen how the game is played this year with the through balls and how fast some of these players are with the triggered runs, I think your CBs are probably the most important position in this competition with a price budget, just because that Van der Ven has gold intercept and gold quick step. Listen, but if you need a CB to catch any through ball, that is the man, and I think it's a must.
But then to argue that, you know you're going to concede goals in FC26 case with just how many goals are scored. Would you rather not put more coins in the attack?
Yeah, but you have players like Brolin, who that's such a cheap item, but it's doing such a great job. You can put those extra coins into a center back like Van der Ven, and so I think that's what most players end up doing.
And here's Mohamed Salah for Nottingham Forest. Speaking of the most picked player, that's Calafiori, the left back of Arsenal. I mean, I asked Tex that as well. Why is he chosen? His words were, there's just no other left backs.
Yeah, there's not really many left backs, but the big reason why Calafiori's used is because he's got the lengthy running style, and the lengthy running style will just allow them to have a bit more pace with the through balls. And you can see a cross goal with Doumbia.
Well, this is an update in the other game. I mean, Chelsea, you'll be keeping a close eye on this one. Manchester City are in action on the B stream. That's 2 goals from NH, by the way. He was 2-0 down in that game. He's bounced back. And then Matthias Bonanno, as expected, the champion of last year, is leading by 2-0, Chelsea.
Yeah, I think this is actually a really tough matchup for the City boys. Of course, Matthias Bonanno and Jafonso looking to make it 3 in a row for City. Jafonso's first year competing in the ePremier League this season. He's looking to try and keep the trophy in Manchester. But I think NH and Actra Emperor are 2 quality UK players, so I think it's a tough matchup for them.
Shells, curious, obviously you've been behind the scenes with Man City. We just saw all those goals there. Give us what the overall vibes are. New team this year, so what have you seen behind the scenes?
New team, but as you already know, they want to win it all. I think Matthias Bonanno, even Tex when he was here, it's that mentality of winning it all. You've seen their successful personal careers. They want to win every trophy they play in, every tournament they play in. And I think the same attitude that's going into this tournament, they want to win it all. I think Jafonso, maybe his first time in the ePremier, can kind of feel the pressure. I wouldn't say he's feeling it, but I think everyone would have had that in the back of their mind. But Jafonso is a world champion for a reason. He's looking to keep the trophy in Manchester.
Well, these are the tables as it stands. Speaking of Manchester City, they'll be on 15 points. Sunderland on 15. They'd rather be on 18 if possible. One thing that I do really love, though, about this Nottingham Forest side is they are both doing all they can to really work as a team here and put in a joint effort. We just saw there SamBrwster leading 3-1. We see Paulo Neto stopped in his tracks from finding a fourth. They're just doing all they can to dismantle this this Sunderland side, aren't they?
The thing is, MichaelFisher as well, he was one of the better players in a previous title a couple of years ago. So the thing is, a lot of these players are talented, and on their day, I believe everyone in this competition can win it all. So Paulo Neto, as I've said, it can work in their favour being the outsiders. It can work against them because they have no idea what these UK players play like, so it can catch them off guard at times.
Interestingly, Manchester City, by the way, yesterday were the best defenders alongside Leeds United. They only conceded 4 goals, sorry. It was Manchester City that had the best goal difference tally as well. You just saw there on the top goal scorer board, as that is a mistake that MichaelFisher will pounce on. Not great from Paulo Neto.
That's it.
No, I think that this is a tough game to start off the day for them specifically. As we see the replay come in here, it's rolling across the goal. Fantastic pass in there. We see Paulo Neto shaking his head. On the other hand, we have NH on the attack. Wow, what a fantastic pass in. Doumbia with the finish. Goalkeeper can't quite get to it. Shells.
Yeah, he's timed that. Of course, I was talking about the dark arts all of last year, and he's timed that perfectly. The first time through ball into Doumbia. And NH finds himself winning against Bernardo he's playing against.
That's big for him, though, because you remember last year NH did play for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And he did have a good campaign.
I mean, I don't want to say it. NH did knock me out in one of the qualifiers a couple of years ago.
Oh, you said it, not me.
I always knew he's got a bit of skill about him, so maybe this is his breakout tournament.
Here's Brolin. SamBrwster is brewing up a serious result against the team that have been dominating this group in Sunderland. And he can't quite believe who he's facing. He's facing a veteran, you could argue, in the ePremier League. 4-1 case. What a result this is looking for.
Yeah, this is exactly what they need at this stage in the competition. Start off their day with momentum and make a push for that top of the table, because every single placement is going to matter going into the knockouts. And so it's such a great game for them to start the day off.
Over here, update. It looks like a goal from Paulo Neto. It was 3-3. Semenyo, speaking of Manchester City players, who just made it 4 goals to 3 on the break. I mean, look, we know he's a goal-scoring machine, Paulo Neto, but he's doing all he can to make that a difficult game, MichaelFisher.
I mean, as well, to give Paulo Neto and both Young the benefit of the doubt, playing with these ePremier League players is a different game to them. They might not be used to using certain players in certain positions, or missing them, maybe the Kylian Mbappes or some they're used to, but it is the group stages for a reason. Anything can happen, and there's a lot to play for, but you got to take one round at a time.
It's interesting you say that, because every single league is different in terms of restrictions, players that you're playing with. You're constantly having to change your game plan and shift depending on which league you're in. And for these two players, they've played all over the world as well, so they're constantly having to adapt, which is insane.
Yeah, Touré is goated in the chat from Roof. Have we seen Yaya Touré? Not really.
Not really.
He would be great. I mean, Kay should be happy with that one. Clint Dempsey. He's cheap, he's cheerful, but he's popped up with some important goals yesterday.
My American king. No, we've seen him in a lot of different opportunities here and there. I didn't expect him in any of the drafts, but I'm happy to see it.
And Steven Gerrard, who has been the most picked icon in these ePremier League teams. Would he be in your team, Shells?
Yeah, I think, to answer your question earlier, the icon that I probably would be using is Steven Gerrard. He's got all the pass and play styles, and I believe he might have intercept as well. And as a centre mid in this game, if you've got the pass and play styles for me, you can play midfield.
Well, that will be a yellow card for Douglas Luiz, who is another midfielder that's been very popular amongst the selections. He is only a couple of 100,000 coins, but no doubt will complement the likes of Steven Gerrard or Cesc Fabregas. A goal has gone in at the bottom side of your screen. That's Jafonzo tying up the game against NH. Matías Bonano leading at Joempra by 2-1. And over here it is points being split between Nottingham Forest and Sunderland. Paulo Neto still the highest goal scorer in the competition. Someone in the chat asked as well, Shells, do you think you can still compete in the ePremier League?
In the ePremier League, yeah, definitely. I'd like to say I still got it. I mean, you see Nottingham Forest equalising 4-4, but I love the game. What can I say? I love competing. I feel like I always have a decent level, but guys, the new kids are good. They are good. I will give them their credit. I think the new fundamentals, the way how the game's played, is kind of different. So as long as I adapt and put the time in, who knows?
And to put you on the spot,
oh no,
who would you rather be your teammate?
What, him?
Jafonzo or Bonano?
Ooh, do you want me to be honest? And it's not because of ability. I think Jafonzo. I'm so scared of Bonano. I think if I lost the game with Bonano, I think
there wouldn't be a word spoken, would there?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just run away, honestly. Jafonzo, I feel like he won't hate me if I lost the game. Bonano, I don't think I can look at him again.
All right, well, follow-up question. Is there a possibility we could see you back here playing next year?
Ooh, listen, anything could happen, you know? Who knows?
All right, I'm here for it. I hope so.
We missed a few of the goals there. Those were just a few of the goals that have gone in between Manchester City and Chelsea. Remember, you can watch that live on the B stream over on the YouTube channel EA Sports FC Pro, as there is a potential cutback. MichaelFisher, even if MichaelFisher can take a point out of this case, he has by far played more than his part in this tie to help his teammate out.
Absolutely, he is doing everything possible to stay in this match. Any points taken off this Sunderland team are going to matter at the end of the day. As we see goals flashing galore. I mean, so many goals. I think it flashed on the screen earlier. Sunderland have the most goals as a team, 35, I believe that said. And so, I mean, to have a 4-4 scoreline up against Paulo Neto, very impressive.
Look at that. That's the goal difference potentially playing a part as well. Sunderland have been great at scoring goals, but they have conceded far too many for their liking. That, I don't know what happened there. Penalty has been awarded. That is even the Sunderland goalkeeper as well. Young is just not in the right headspace for this game. He's given away a penalty. He's gone 5-1 down to SamBrwster. And by Sunderland standards in this ePremier League so far, not good enough, Shells.
Yeah, but that's the talent. I think the level of display in just all competitions these days, everyone's insane. And I think for Young, he's definitely can see the frustration of him. He's probably looking at SamBrwster thinking, how am I losing this game? And that can affect him. But for SamBrwster, it's not an easy game for anyone. Going forward, SamBrwster is just as good as most players in this competition. So I think for Young, it's definitely a tough one at the moment, but he needs to try and keep his head focused.
We have a question coming in the chat. 1-1 Chelsea Arsenal at halftime at the Emirates. Shells, who you got?
Oh, listen, I'm sorry to any Arsenal fans here, but I do not want you guys to win the league this season.
I think Ryan Pessoa will be having a word on that.
Listen, Ryan Pessoa, I can't let that guy win the league. That can't happen.
Right, question. Do you think you can compete in the E-Champions League? Can you compete in the ePremier League?
Yeah, now this again gets a little bit technical, because now I'm not going to disrespect the UK guys, but it's a lot different when you're looking at Thomas Stokes and then Anders Berger in the competition. So I think I'd like to say I really do back myself. I had the right team behind me. You know, I'm sure if Edu and Zizi was coaching me for a couple of months, I'm sure I can get to the level. I'm not saying I'm going to win the whole thing. I could take a few points out there.
There's the extra pass. MichaelFisher, if you snatch this result, it would be huge. Bruno Fernandes, Douglas Luiz.
Ooh.
Nottingham Forest are balling. I'll tell you what, Paulo Neto has not been given an easy game here.
I mean, it's 2 very long days, and one day, you know, things can be firing at all cylinders, absolutely perfect, and you wake up the next day and it could be a different situation. So that might be what we're seeing, or the fact that Forest is coming out with an absolute bang, looking to potentially lock in that top spot, because every game is going to matter. Every single goal is going to matter as well in terms of goal difference.
Well, this is live now. This is SamBrwster, 5-1. He leads against Young. And following this game as well, Tex will be in action. Leeds United, Nick Snebb. And Tex taking on Burnley. And Brighton of Albion against Newcastle. SamBrwster.
Wow.
Stop it.
Ooh.
Does he know this is the group stages?
Doesn't seem like it.
And the thing I also love about the ePremier League as well, SamBrwster, this is the type of wins that can give you the confidence that you need to win the whole competition. Because I think going into it, when he's hearing that Paulo Neto and Young is in his group, he's probably might drop points there. But this is a great performance from SamBrwster.
It must give you such a sort of rise of confidence as well. When you look across to your teammate and he's winning 6-1 against Young. Can MichaelFisher go one step better and also grab 3 points as well? It would put Nottingham Forest top of the table, not just on goal difference, but on points. Manchester City, as expected, they're on 18 points if they can hold on to these results. Sunderland have other ideas. That could be a late winner. He'd put Sunderland back top.
That's a tough one for MichaelFisher if things stand as that. He gave Paulo Neto such a good game. As we see the replay coming in there, starts off with Sade into Brolin. I mean, yeah, if he drops points there, I mean, he should be very proud, but those are the type of points that you need in order to make a push for that top spot.
Full-time results over at Manchester City against Chelsea. 4-1. 4-3 for Jafonzo. Matthias Bonanno winning 6 goals to 1 there. I mean, happy with that, Shells? 18 points.
Yeah.
Pretty much job done.
Pretty much job done, but you know, these guys are talking about Matthias Bonanno, Jafonzo. I've been lucky enough to be working behind the scenes with them throughout the season. Even when I was playing the qualifiers, I'll be in Discord talking to them, trying to learn of them. And it's kind of like, these guys are a bit different. Their mentality is a bit scary in terms of, not in a bad way, but more in a way, these guys want to win it all, and their jobs ain't finished until the trophy is in Man City's hands.
Well, full-time result on one of the games, 6-1 win for SamBrwster against Young. It has given Nottingham Forest a huge lift in the table, but can MichaelFisher get a draw? If MichaelFisher can get a draw, there's a world here where I think Nottingham Forest might actually go top of the table on goal difference.
I mean, I'm sure we've seen crazier things happen in ePremier League. We was talking about last year, I think the Brighton boys came second in the group when Shorey and Brumi topped the group. So I think sometimes you look so far ahead and think you must win certain matchups, but you've got to take one game at a time. Because look, Nottingham Forest potentially could top the group after this round.
Thomas Rosicky. There's the overlap. Paulo Neto, extra fake shot that no one saw other than him. Just the 23 goals he has scored.
So casual. I mean, it's a group stage, and they're playing like it is an ePremier League final. We see the replay come in here for Paulo Neto. So patient, Shells.
Yeah.
I mean, he had multiple opportunities there, but the route that he chose.
I think the last 10 minutes from Paulo Neto there shows the difference in quality, not in terms of the best or between Paulo Neto and MichaelFisher, but just, I guess, the best players in the world. Paulo Neto, when he's got his 2 chances, he's absolutely put in the back of the net, taking his time, fully composed, and he's found himself 3 points in this round. And that's experience from that.
What a fight MichaelFisher put up against Paulo Neto. He was actually quite lucky not to potentially get a draw out of this game. He could have even been in front a few times. 37 goals Sunderland have scored in the Premier League. I mean, look, they'll be on 15 points now, Case. I mean, they're nearly there, aren't they? They're nearly at the end of the group stage at the top position.
Yeah, they should be very, very proud about their group stage. Pretty much done exactly what they needed to do as we final out the last moments of this match. Non-stop, relentless.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for MichaelFisher, of course. You know, we've all had them games on chance where you should have gone 1-0 up or you should have been winning, and then the guy goes down the other end and scores. But it's still a strong performance from him, and it's the confidence, I think, as a team for him and SamBrwster, they believe they can do a good run in this competition.
7-4 for Paulo Neto. 24 goals scored in 3 games as the full-time whistle does come in there. Handshakes between the 2 players. Well, up next, speaking of ePremier League champions, a 3-time ePremier League champion is in action as Nick Snebb and Tex take on Burnley with Leeds United up next in Group C.